Om Shanti, everyone. Surprise! Well, I don't know how I'm feeling right now to actually be sitting here with you on this evening after so long of us just being together and just having our intimacy, you know. Remember how we were meeting every night? Every night. It started with spiritual vaccine, right? And we were doing it from the McLean house, and you watched us go through the process of taking care of Sister Gita as her Alzheimer's and dementia was increasing, and from 7 days a week, you saw us go to 5 days a week and having heartfelt conversations with so many beautiful people, so many beautiful people, having our conversations and growing and learning with everyone, and then being with you and having this community. Remember our community in chat, how we all just knew each other, we were there for each other, we supported each other, we looked out for each other no matter what. We were there for each other. How are you? It's been so long. I hope you've been taking care of yourself and your loved ones are doing well and you're good. You're good. And even if you're going through some, I don't know if it's an obstacle, but an opportunity, that's okay. That's okay too. So a warm Om Shanti, heartfelt Om Shanti. Let's take a moment and just see into the being with each other right now. Just be with each other. And just allow the vibrations of peace and love and power to just flow over you. You know, that pause has a way of setting everything right. It just puts us back into check, doesn't it? So, where do I start? What do I share? Do I just come on and just go right into the bullet of wisdom? I'm actually just wanting to just be with you right now, just settle into you. I mean, would you believe it took Santosh almost the whole day to get acclimated to the system of going live again? Because we've been doing pre-recordings for so long, and the live has such a different energy with it. I mean, I can see Manhur is on, Nagashri, Srinivas, Vijay, Om Shanti. I can see Nancy. Nice to have you, Bryn, Grace. Remember those days, how we would reach out to each other in the sessions in the past and just be in that connection with each other? It's phenomenal. Well, let's just maybe back up a little bit since we've been together last. And I think that might have been in April, right? The beginning of April. And we moved out of the other ashram, what we call Baba's home, around April 18th or 19th. And since then, you know, we were still on the construction and the place was still, you know, just trying to come in order, painters, contractors, getting the rooms done. And I think it took us almost about maybe a month and a half to get the kind of studio in some sort of a setting that we could do the Zoom sessions. So once in a while we were still doing that, but in the meanwhile there was just consistent construction. You know, there were things moving and lights being inserted and bathrooms being renovated and refined, bedrooms being renovated, kitchens getting renovated. And so it was an ongoing process. And I have to tell you, as much as I feel that I tend to be very flexible and I adjust well with change, this took me some time. This one took me some time. I was at a retreat for all of the BKs in New York the other day, and I was telling them how it felt so weird going into this bathroom, and it's like a tiny bathroom, and I would take my hands and try to find my face because it's like it was just such an unusual feeling to get up in a different location energetically in a room, and then to walk to a bathroom where I never used to walk like that, and then to a kitchen, which was a different experience, and then to go downstairs to what we call the courtyard, the living room. It was just a lot of difference, a lot of changes. Energetically, there were just so many changes. And with Sister Gita's dementia becoming more acute day by day, and imagine what it was like for her to be in another environment and just trying to make sure that she's comfortable and try to make her feel well. Antonia, Santosh, everybody has been a charm in keeping things as easy as it could. And in the midst of even all of that was going on from April, May, June, July, there were still activities. There were still friends coming by. We even did an International Day of Yoga outside. On the property, there's a peacock. It escaped twice. One with the kids that just left it out there, and there were like 15 adults running after this peacock and couldn't get it until Francisco, our lifesaver, just grabbed it and just put it back in. There have been every day, I must admit, it's just been something unique, something different that the divine, the source, has been gifting us. So I think we're ready to kind of roll now and to go forward. There's been a lot of personal changes in my life, but also I'm sure it's been the same for you. So since April, you know, you've not seen us except for pre-recordings or maybe rebroadcasting of some shows. But after that, what have we been up to? Apart from getting Om Shanti Village together and still being here with all of our friends and family visiting on a regular basis, we've done, I can't tell you how many countless Zooms and events. I think many of you might have tuned into the Awakening with Spirit Summit, which was just over last week, which was a grand success. If you have not tuned into the Awakening with Spirit Summit, please go on to the americameditating.org website, or go on to maybe my social media pages, and you can click on that specific link in order to get into the program and perhaps, you know, acquire an upgrade package so that you can. It was so rich. And why I knew it was rich is that last week we decided to go to Miami on Fisher Island to get some R&R. Would you believe the RV broke down in South Carolina? And that was just last week. Apparently there's a recall on these RVs, which we never fixed. So we're driving up and it won't go over 40 miles an hour. And long story short, we bumped into a Hindu temple. They came to our rescue. They set us up in a hotel, 2 stars, beautiful hotel, the Comfort Inn in Orangeburg, South Carolina, ran by Kirit Patel. He came to our rescue, and I'm sending him unlimited love and blessings to him and his entire staff for taking us all on board, 6 of us and a dog, into his space without charging us a penny to be there. Thank you, Kirit. You're amazing. And all of this just happened last week. And even though we were broken down for about 2 days in South Carolina, we still were in service. We gave a lecture at the Hindu temple. We met with individuals. We sat. We took time with everyone. And I have to say that breaking down in South Carolina was a blessing and a gift, because I met the nicest people that I would have never met, and I would have never stopped in South Carolina if I had not been broken down. So we went to Miami. I took some time, and I didn't put my foot in the water once, not even a toe, and I never got any sleep. And Antonia kept sending me work, and I kept telling her, you know I'm on vacation, right? And she's like, okay, boss instrument. And she kept sending me more and more stuff. And so I was wondering, as I was pining to get my time, you know, just to get some quiet time for myself, I just wasn't able to get it, no matter what I did. You know, I got into Miami. We had to get the RV fixed. Had to look out for Sister Geeta and her doctor's visit and take care of business. And then Saturday was another thing, getting the RV. And then Sunday was another day. And then we left on Monday morning. And as I was driving back, I was just feeling like, I need a vacation. I went on a vacation only to come back to say, I really need a vacation. And who goes on a vacation and takes 6 members of their family and the dog? That's not a vacation, by the way. That's like torture. But apart from all of that, everyone's doing really, really super well. Sister Geeta physically is very healthy. Again, her dementia is pretty acute. But hopefully by next week, we'll be able to get an aid in, and they will help to alleviate some of the activities that we are doing to keep her safe and secure. And so she's been well. Her spirit is sweet. Her spirit is sweet. So the Awakening with Spirit Summit, I had the chance to watch it in South Carolina because we were broken down. And I thought it was just spectacular. Not because I hosted it, but the content of the conversations were actually life-changing. I mean, each guest there showed up with purpose. And I will tell you this, it was a dynamic production. And if I were to tell you that we pulled that off in that, what was that, about a month, Antonia? We pulled off that production in a month's time. And even though Shift had come and asked me 3-4 times to do it, and I was like, I can't. We've just moved, everything is out of this, I don't have the energy. Long story short, Baba, God's energy, if you're tuning in for the first time, and all of us, Santosh, Antonia, we chipped in and did what we needed to do to get it done. And if you tuned in to the Awakening with Spirit Summit, you will witness the love that we put into that program, I tell you. Beautiful, beautiful. So just go in any of my social media links and click that link. I think it was removed from the America Meditating website, so just go to the Instagram or the Twitter and you'll be able to find, or Facebook, you'll be able to find that specific link that's connected to our page in how to gain access to the talks and the program. So anyway, lots of good things. I enjoyed coming. I was telling Antonia I enjoyed being featured in the front cover of Eden magazine, a really beautiful magazine, you know, focusing on mature women. And then the same week, featured in the Meditation magazine, which is millennials and the younger hip-hop energy of folks about women and meditation. And I was just sharing with Antonia, like, it's so interesting how there's something in the air that we didn't plan it, but everything was just happening at once. And we were just going with the beautiful experience and expression of Baba's light everywhere we went. So it's just one thing after another. So just keep in mind, we've been really, really, really occupied, and it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful. So, as we're navigating the whole consciousness, we've spoken so much about the soul. And I have some new insights to share with you, my personal point of view. And I want to tell a story. While I was in Miami, I was speaking to a person who was having a breakdown. His husband had just had surgery. He has prostate cancer, and he was devastated, concerned if his husband was going to make it or not. And so I was being very, very present for him to make sure that it was in Baba's remembrance to make sure that whatever he needed to pull from that vibration, he could receive that to comfort his spirit. Santosh was in front of me working on the camera and the laptop because we had to do a live show in India the next day. And for some reason, a thought of Sister Gita just entered my consciousness as I'm having this conversation. And Santosh witnessed me just getting up from the table and disappearing. And within a few seconds, he heard me yelling out his name, "Santosh, please come and help now, please come and help." The moment I stepped into the bathroom where Sister Gita was taking a shower, she was exactly at that moment about to faint and fall on the floor. And the quickness of my thinking, phone on mute, put down the phone, took the other arm, grabbed her, and then grabbed her like this and pulled her out of the shower, and then got the towel and wrapped it around her and gently tried to put her on the floor because she was heavy, because she was now really fainting. And then at that time, I'm calling Santosh, and then he comes and he then grabs her and me, and we're holding her on the ground, and we're wondering what's going on, and we're kind of trying to get her revived and all of that. Anyway, long story short, she's fine. But what I came away with was the power in my awareness, and how living the life that I have lived for so long has warranted for me that sensitivity, that I'm tuning into things a lot more easier, in a lot more subtle way, that I can pick up when something is about to happen or something will take place that I might need some wisdom to apply or something of this nature. And I was realizing that we all have that ability if we're only soul aware. When I think about soul awareness, just imagine if for an entire week you've only been peaceful, kind, loving, generous, optimistic, inspiring, and if you witness one thought of negativity, fear, loss, or trauma, that's got to be giving you a signal of something that has either occurred in the past or it will happen in the future. And then it is basically signaling to you, prepare. Prepare the awareness that no matter what you do, this is going to happen, or this is going to happen, but are you open to changing it? But because of awareness, you can begin to have those thoughts in your mind. If you get a thought that interrupts your positive, peaceful, and pure flow, it is greatly significant. Example, the situation with Sister Gita last week. And would you believe that after we were finished settling her down, it was like I sat and I said, where was I? Because I just knew I am talking to this person who needs me and Baba's vibration. And then this thing of just go and get her just entered my mind, and I just got up and went. And as soon as I walked into the bathroom, I saw her eyes like this, her hands like this, and she was going like that. And then I went in and I grabbed her. Awareness. Awareness, 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 awareness. If we are aware, it'll be easy for you and me to capture these thoughts. and determine where the thoughts are going to take us. Just think for a little bit. Every single thought that you have influences the nature, your relationships, your body, your health, your finance, the animals, the plants, the ether, every single thought. Are you willing to be that aware? Can you be that aware? Pause for a moment on that note. Can you? Can you be that aware? Every one of my thoughts? Wow. Can I tell you that I would like to be that aware? I would literally like to have that consistency in my thinking, that I'm so in tune with the frequency and the vibration and the knowingness of truth, of this energy that flows, of this purity that is the essence of my personality. And if anything comes in and obstructs that purity, I know it's significant. And it's asking me to address something. I mean, just think about it. Have you ever had your clothes is just dirty? Have you ever had those kind of a jeans or shirt with just paint and dirt everywhere? So one more drop of paint is not going to make a difference. And then if you have a new outfit on or a new pants and one drop of paint gets on that outfit or that pant, it's like, oh, it's a big thing, isn't it? It's a really big thing. And so as we're getting more sensitive and more refined in our understanding of who we are, we're also feeling things more. We're sensing things more. I was speaking to a group yesterday, and I was just sharing with them that on my way back from Florida, I would look at Sister Gita and I would just have to turn away, and I would get these emotions welling up inside of me, and I just don't know where they're coming from yet. And Santosh was so sweet. He came and he was just comforting me and saying, "It's okay, sister, I know it's a lot." And I was looking and I says, "It's not her. I'm not feeling the way that I'm feeling because of the condition she's in. It's something else that I am being subtly signaled to check and to change and to realize." And even though I don't know the answer yet, the immediate thought that kept coming over me every time I would look and I would feel this emotion just washing over me, it's like the scene of the drama is trying to signal me to surrender, to let go, to become, to be love, to become love. And that's the reason why she's in my life at this stage. And I believe that our reawakening to that essence of the soul awareness, is so deeply connected to this ability to receive love and to share love. And I think that one of the reasons why we're still going through struggles, whether it's with money or health or a relationship, is that there is a part in the interpretation or in the consciousness of our minds that we still don't feel we're worthy to be loved fully. Something is sitting there. I've given you that example before now. Sit on the first level of the Eiffel Tower and you have one view. Go up to the top of the Eiffel Tower and you have a completely different view. Be on the first floor of the Empire State Building. Go on the top level of the Empire State Building. Same building, but your perception changes, and that's what I feel our reawakening is doing to us, is that it's refining our perception and the way that we are witnessing ourselves or seeing ourselves. When I was in Miami and Sister Wadi was asking me, what do you think the scene meant for you to have been held over in South Carolina and been asked to go and speak to a group of people, and to have everybody just take such good care of you and you never had to worry about anything. I honestly just told her, I don't want to reduce the power of this scene. There are no words. It's too mystical. And I tell you this because I'm thinking about it for myself too. Sometimes I think we even reduce our spiritual experience by trying to define it. You know, we try to teach somebody about something, and the more you teach, the harder it seems to be received. And we've got so much that we can be grateful for and thankful for, and we redirect our energy in areas that maybe is not so healthy. You know, it's just not so healthy. But it's okay, it's all good. No complaints. But let's see if we can even take a moment right now. I'd like to do a little exercise with you for your reawakening of your own soul awareness. So whether you've been on the journey with me for a long time or you're joining in today for the first time, well, welcome. But just imagine that this is your moment. This is your moment. And your energy is your energy. And you might question me and ask, what is the energy? What are you talking about? Energy, Sister Jenna. Energy. Every thought that you've had has formed the energy that people pick up from you, but also the energy that you create in a space. Everybody tells me whenever I leave happy, she becomes so depressed. And whenever I come home, she's like a happy little lark, the little puppy that's here. It's as if she knows there's an energy that she's accustomed to. It's not here. And she becomes a different energy. Isn't that amazing? So let's take a moment and look at your energy. Just sit in your energy. And when you sit in your energy, consider it the energy of the sum total of every experience that you've had. That's a lot, huh? The sum total of every experience your 5 senses has ever had. How many times have you looked at a person with gentle eyes? How many times have you looked at a person with crossed eyes, harsh eyes? How many times have you done it in terms of your soul's journey, not just this lifetime, but in terms of the whole journey of the soul? How many times did you do that to create that experience inside of your personality? So sit in your energy, the sum total of your energy, the natural aspect of yourself right now. Observe the feeling. How many times have you said something that inspired somebody, gave them encouragement, comforted them, made them smarter? But then how many times could you not control that little tongue in your mouth, this little mouth of yours, and you just say the wrong thing, and you say it over and over again, and it not only is hurting you first, but it's also hurting other people? How often have you done that? How often have you hurt somebody with your words? And for how long at a soul level did you do that? How much have you encouraged and inspired others with your words? Sit in that energy. The sum total of that energy now, and see how it feels. Are you able to feel yourself yet? Your sense organs of your ears. You can listen to inspiring, beautiful stories, beautiful music, or you can listen to just gossip and waste and torture and negativity and being conniving and lying and cheating and manipulating people. And you use your ears to listen to how you're going to conspire and create a golden aged beautiful world, or a one that's iron aged. Where do you invest your listening skills? Sit in that energy. For how long have you chosen to listen to only that which uplifts you and motivates you, versus listening to waste? How long? So sit in that energy. What's the percentage on the scale from 1 to 10, where 10 is the highest, in using your 5 senses, sight, smell, touch, speech, hearing, that you use your 5 senses in service on a scale from 1 to 10? Sit in your energy. Surrender to whatever you have become. Accept it. And then, with the virtue of honesty, decide if there's anything in you you're ready to change. Make a little bit different. What do you want to let go? And stop feeding, stop thinking it, stop talking about it. You're done. You're done. Not only are you done, it is done with you too. The more we use our thought factor and begin to tap into the awareness of what am I? What is my nature like? I'm at this point, I don't want to deceive myself for a second. And so what are my thoughts saying to me? And what am I doing to change them? You know? So just sitting in your energy and being honest with where am I at is huge. Because in every time you choose to go inwards and be very, very honest with your state of consciousness, you're going to another level. You're actually climbing to another dimension. Little by little, you're getting there. A little higher, a little higher. So you see yourself differently. You see the people in your life differently. There's always going to be this element of wisdom, knowledge, understanding that comes to your rescue so that you don't lose it or go back into some old modality of thinking and lose your zest for life. The more you can apply spiritual principles and spiritual knowledge to situations that you have no control of, the more power you're attaining. because you come away recognizing, I can't believe I survived that. I can't believe I overcame that. So when I was in Miami, I went to visit some old friends from back in the days. And I tell you, I had the most wonderful time with them. They told me things I used to do, and I go, there's no way I did that. They were telling me stories about myself, and I went, have I gone so far? Have I climbed up so high? I couldn't even remember the stories. And they were like, how could you not remember that? I go, Ben, I want to, I can't. And they were telling me people that I knew so well, and some I could remember and some I just couldn't. And I was like, but these people meant so much to me. How come I can't remember? I'm at another level. I've gone to another floor. It's just different for me. And I loved being with them because it gave me a window of an opportunity to explore my own world. And this is your own truth too. Every situation and circumstance that you are going to go through, a year, 2, 5, or 10 years later, when you look back at it, you're going to recognize how much you've changed, how much you've grown. And even though when I was with these beautiful souls, it was almost as if, almost like time had stopped, because in a way I met them where I remembered leaving them. It's very interesting, huh? I met them where I remembered leaving them. And beautiful people. But I was with them where I left them. I have no idea what they thought about me or how I've been, but I remember when they were saying, how could you not remember that? How could you not remember this? I just, I can't. I'm trying. And then I realized that I've lived so much. I've had so many reawakenings over the course of 30 years that I don't even know where the old Jenna has gone. Even though she's sitting somewhere inside my consciousness, there's a different version to her. And you must be feeling the same. But there's a different version of you that's emerging. Even as you're watching the program today, maybe there's something shifting in you. You're finding a sincere, deeper, purer place to exist. How do you find the words to describe something so mystical and so subtle and so deeply spiritual, and actually find words to articulate these mystical and pure feelings? You almost feel like you're reducing it when you do. But we try. And that's why many times we still keep it so simple. Om Shanti, I'm a peaceful soul. I'm loving, I'm pure, I'm immortal, I'm spiritual, I'm peaceful, whatever. You keep it so simple, you don't even know what to say. We used to go to Mount Abu every year, once or twice a year. And we would have this meeting on the mountaintop with Baba. You know, we were so clear and sure we were experiencing God's light on that mountaintop at the headquarters of the Brahma Kumaris. And you couldn't tell me that I wasn't feeling God's light on that mountaintop. And I'm a skeptic, and I'm not easy to pull over, right? Or to twist around your finger. And every time I would come back from Mount Abu, India, and people would ask me, how was Madhaban? How was Baba? What was the meeting like? I could never find the words other than, it was amazing. It was fantastic. It was great. And the only thing you could do is to go back to the essence of what you felt, but you could never find the words. Your reawakening to your soul consciousness should put you in that state. Sometimes you just can't find the words as to how much you're changing inside. And you're changing not because you don't necessarily not like the person that you've become, but you feel that you're progressing. So there's another version of you that wants to show up for you so you can keep enjoying life. It's like something new has to keep coming. Like, what newness are you going to feed? What part of you is going to be different for you, for others? Is there a part of you that you haven't explored that is still sleeping? I realize that I'm still sleeping in my acceptance of my absolute sense of worth and value. Where finances are concerned, where relationships are concerned, where health is concerned, there's still an element of sleep, still some days. And I'll tell you why I say that. Because still it's not completely opened. There's still some thought process that is somehow clinging to the consciousness of the soul. And the soul has become so accustomed to that tight grip that even if it's trying to release you, you're like, no, no, no. And you hold on longer to it, you know. So soul awareness is that release. It embarks you on this interior journey of exploration of this vast world. You think the earth is big? It doesn't even compare to the vastness of your interior world and how much interest there should be on your soul conscious self and thoughts. Every thought has a significance for happening in your head. And it's like every thought is like a seed that you can choose to nurture, and it can grow into the potential of your future. So what are your seeds of thoughts with finances? What are your seeds of thoughts with your health? What are seeds of thoughts in relationships, and so on? You know, we have a particular period in time where we have to pay off for this property this year. And it's funny because beautiful family, Gwen came by today, and I just looked at her and says, Gwen, would you believe I haven't even started fundraising yet to get this place paid off for? It's been so much. I go, we'll do it. We'll do it. And I've been sitting and I'm thinking to myself, am I not opened in the invitation, knowing since we've been at Om Shanti Village, this has definitely been like an open space for everybody who just wants to feel loved and comforted, and friendship. Friends have been coming like you wouldn't believe. It's Baba's home, so it's everyone's home, right? And I haven't had the time to just even sit and think about how we're going to finish this assignment before the end of the year. And I said to Baba, just at a thought level, it should happen. Or just at a thought level, it can happen. You think about this, right? So we were talking about this a while back before I could really put energy in it. Find me 100 people that will donate 10,000. Project is done. Find me 200 people, donate 5,000. Project is done. I was breaking it down to be that simple. There's almost 8 billion people on the planet. I just need 100 to give 10,000 and the project is done. And I sit with myself, everyone, and I say to Baba, am I blocking anything? Is there a thought in my head? I just haven't opened up that treasure store. And I sit with this, telling you that the world behind your eye is the most beautiful, most amazing, vast world of potential and capacity and opportunity there. And I've been experimenting with that to pull from the resources within the world behind my eye pull from the resource of the wealth of capacity. Because the same law is true for finding great relationships. The same law is true to have great health. The same law is true for keeping your mind optimistic. Is there anything getting in your way? Are you still sleeping in a particular space in your consciousness that you're not able to activate an area in you that needs activation? And the irony is, we've got it. We have power, we have courage, there is wisdom, there is love, there is purity. We actually have all the tools required to succeed. But there's a part of our personality that's still sleeping. And so reawakening to our soul consciousness says, I'm ready to wake up, but I'm ready to stay awake. And in staying awake, I need to really be very vigilant in what these thoughts are signaling to me and where they're taking me, to whom they're taking me into. There's a sister that's staying with me, Sister Uma from New York. And she was with me actually in Washington when I first was sent here by Daddy Janki. And it was last week Sunday night. I got the space approved by my friend that owns the property on this island. And Sunday night I told the family, let's go to Miami Monday morning, 6 o'clock. Let's head out. Of course, everyone is like, no, I can't go that fast. I go, I can't wait on your terms. I want to go to Miami. You want to come or not? And then everybody started to pack and get everything together. They head to Miami. And I was talking to Sister Uma yesterday, and I said that one thought of saying, Haji, I was going to come to Washington and spend some time with you, Jen. Look at how many things changed for you. She recorded a series of 7 shows. She went to Miami, had her R&R refreshment. She served hundreds of individuals in South Carolina. She's been doing talks and programs online, been meeting with the family and friends that are coming. Her whole destiny changed because of one thought. Yes. I go to DC. And everything changed for her. Do you have that one thought that can change your destiny right now? Feel free to put it in the chat. Is there one thought that if you decided to do it, you know everything in your life will change? Whether it's going to school, whether it's leaving a relationship, whether it's getting into a relationship, whether it's traveling to another country, another state, whether it's buying a property, leaving a property. What is that one thought that will change everything for you? That one thought that can change everything for you. I've been looking for mine, I tell you. Because I know there's that one thought that I just need to realize, and I will be a different version of me. And it's not to say that I don't like the one that I am, but this is about growth, no? We're forward moving. The golden age is coming. I can't serve energies that aren't serving the golden age. Still going back into the old. It's like eating stale food. Really old food. So anyway, just having a little chit chat with my peeps and my buddies up there. Huh? So let me see who's on. Mary, nice to have you. Long time. Om Shanti. Hi, Abby. Abby, I have to tell you, it was a little bit of your note that I read. I think it was today that you read and you said, I really am missing our time together online, that it really became that nudge that brought us into live today, which is why it was last minute. We didn't have any major promotion or anything about it. We just put it out, I think, 2 hours ago or 3 hours ago, and here we are today. So it was so beautiful to do that, no? Yeah. So, December magical, Om Shanti, kissing your face. Bree, Bryn, are you there? Alka, Grace, Ruby, Om Shanti. Etta, I was talking to Roz yesterday coming in, and she keeps telling me you should be in Washington. I says, how in the world should I do that? You and Roz are like two peas in a pod. Brother Praveen, nice to have you. It's good to have you back on the next normal. Shruti, nice to have you if you're there. I hope I pronounced it pretty well. Let's see, Kushali, Om Shanti. It's been interesting, no? In India, a few days ago, there's this Bollywood actor who was sort of raised in the BK culture. His name is Siddharth Shukla. And Siddharth's transition to another birth, he left this body via heart attack. And I cannot believe the amount of attention towards the soul's departure, but how his whole departure has invited people to learn more about their spirituality and about the soul and about the journey of the soul, and that we really are living energies of light. We simply adopt a costume, play the part that's connected to the costume, and when the costume can no longer stay in that part, it leaves, the soul leaves that costume. And the body, goes to ashes, turns, as they say, we're just dust in the wind. And this soul has, I've never seen, we've lost so many people during the pandemic, even our daddies. I have not seen the amount of attention that I've seen with Siddharth. Within 10 hours, there were 1 million views of his funeral services that took place, and the vibrations of the BKs teaching everybody how to do the transition of their journey of change. I just have to tell you, there's so much incredibleness out there, everyone. It's a very profound time. So yes, it's our time. Dr. Madhavi, it's so good to see you. You don't know how wonderful it is that you come back after this long time. Yes, hello Sai, nice to have you. Wendy, Om Shanti, nice to see you, nice to see you. Guri, how is Texas treating you? Come back to Washington, come on. You belong here in DC, not in Texas. You and Mom and the whole family need to come back. Forget Dallas for now, man. Come back to DC. Anyway, Guri, nice to see you. Such a smart young lady, everybody. Send a lot of your powerful vibrations to Guri. She's one powerful little young girl with a bright future. She's a little bit off of my block. I love her. She's a chip off of my, what do you call it, chip off of the old block or something. So Vijay Ben, nice to see you, Vijay. Om Shanti, really nice to listen to you today after a long time too, and to see you and to be with you. It's been a long time. Rajubai, Om Shanti. Guri, one thought, you are light of awareness, you are light of consciousness. Yeah, that's a beautiful thought, Guri. The one thought that you can invest in, I am a light of awareness. I am a light of consciousness. That's a great thought. I told you how smart Guri is. That one thought can change you. It's fantastic. All right, So let's close off from here. And I really just wanted to come on just to see and be with everyone. It's been so long. And I have to tell you, this touched my heart a lot today. I really enjoyed being with all of you today. So let's take a moment of silence and immerse the energy of love in our hearts for each other and for the world around us. I want you to start with the awareness, I'm okay. You know, I'll always be okay. It might not be the way that I'm thinking it should be, but even in that I'll be okay. Why am I okay? I'm Baba's. I'm Baba's special, loving, present, opened child. And Baba's got my back. And just imagine carrying that one thought. Baba's got my back. Can any situation be bigger than you? Can any relationship be bigger than your happiness, where it's not going the way that you envisioned it and it takes away your entire happiness, and your happiness is such a big thing? And you just let that one person, because they're playing their part, influence your power by pulling in their stuff. That's not an awakening. So let's reawaken to our soul awareness and really step into that energy of love that we are. And let Baba just do his work through us, okay? All right, so let's just hold a moment of stillness, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Just stay tuned with our subscription on our America on Meditation Museum, and we'll update you on how regular and what we're planning to do, and let's see what the universe and the destiny has in store, okay? But for now, I take your leave, and on behalf of all of us here, we love you and so glad that you could take this time to join us today. So in the meanwhile, let's just hold a moment of silence and allow the love inside of your heart to spread far and wide on its own. Just on its own, you just let it be what it needs to be. And yes, you focus your attention behind your eyes, which is where you, the soul, reside. But now just let it be and become Om Shanti. The next normal wouldn't be complete if we didn't end it with Kristen Hoffman's Om Shanti rendition. Have a wonderful night, everyone. It is what? It is who every soul is. From the place of peace, I can live out my fullest expression of life. And with deep peace, there is nothing to obstruct my thoughts. I am able to yield to what is and remain conscious to what can be. In peace, I understand you. In peace, you understand me. It is at the center of it all.
I am Om Shanti.
There's no place like Om.
Om Shanti. I am peace.
I am Om Shanti.
I am peace.
Om Shanti.
I am Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, I am peace.
Om Shanti.
I am Om Shanti. I am a being of peace. I am peace.
I am peace.